Between 1983 and 1996, a darkness settled over the valleys between Lyon and Grenoble. It's a story of children who stepped out for a moment and simply evaporated. They call them Les Disparus de l'Isère, the shadow in the square. The nightmare truly began on a chilly March evening in 1983. Little Ludovic Janvier, just 6 years old, was walking with his brothers to buy cigarettes for their father. A man tall, wearing a blue parka, approached them. He told the boys he had lost his dog and needed help finding it. Ludovic, being a helpful soul, went with him. His brothers watched him walk away into the dusk. That was the last time anyone saw Ludovic Janvier. For decades, the only lead was a ghost in a blue coat who seemed to know exactly when the streetlights flickered, the toys in the dark. As the years went by, the list grew. Anissa, Cherazed, Fabris, Leo. Some were found in the freezing waters of dams. Others were discovered in the jagged peaks of the Vercors Mountains. But here is where the story turns truly cold. In several cases, investigators found something that felt like a sick signature: discarded toys. Near the sites where children vanished or were discovered, investigators found small trinkets, cheap plastic dolls or toy cars, left in places that made no sense. It was as if someone was using them as breadcrumbs, or worse, as trophies left behind to mock the families. The Cave of Lost Bones. Perhaps the most bone-chilling part of the mystery happened in 1985. Two cave explorers were deep in the Vercors cave system when they stumbled upon the skeletal remains of a child. The skull had been crushed. For years, the parents of the missing hoped for an identity, a way to say goodbye. But then came the scandal of Isère, in a move that still haunts the French legal system. A court official ordered the destruction of those unidentified bones in the late 90s, claiming they were taking up space. The evidence, the DNA, the child's identity, all burned to ash. Some say the file on Ludovic Janvier even disappeared for a time, only to reappear years later, barely 2 centimeters thick. The mystery today. The fire is getting low, but the story isn't over. For a long time, people thought it was one monster, a vampire of Isère, but modern DNA science has recently suggested something perhaps more terrifying. It wasn't just one. In 2013, and again as recently as late 2024, DNA breakthroughs linked different men to some of the murders. It seems the Isère region was a hunting ground for multiple predators who shared the same shadows, the same mountain passes, and the same silence of the pines. So if you're walking back to your tent tonight and you see a small toy lying on the path, a doll or a car you didn't leave, don't pick it up. Just keep walking. Because in Isère, they say the mountains never forget, but they rarely ever tell.